Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness today. Yes, the votings have ended. It was all through the night that the delegates were busy voting. Right now, they are sorting out the vote. But of course, there's pandemonium already going on. This is a party made up of very big political giants. So everyone here is looking. Of course, the likes of Reno Onkra actually reacted to the dollar rain. I don't know how he got his information, but he's of the opinion that a lot of dollars were seen in the convention, but this time it was the surrogate that was doing the dirty jobs. I do not know about that. But right now we're going to give you update on what Amechi have decided to do. In fact, to tell you that this whole thing, if at this level of at the level of primaries, we're already seeing the rigging. Imagine at the general ground. My God, Nigeria should get ready. Please get your PVC ready. It's going to be the bomb in 2023. But let's find out what is happening in APC primaries and who is having the upper hand. Of course, sorting has begun. We keep giving you updates as they keep coming. But this is exactly what happened some few minutes or few hours ago. The situation almost disrupted the exercise as security operatives and electoral officials were seen having a hectic time to contain the situation. According to the report, some delegates from River State have allegedly rigging there's a rigging going on in the ongoing All Progressive Congress presidential primary at the Eagle Square, Abuja. Said the delegates who stormed the voting arena alleged that the electoral officials were assisting the delegates who could not write, contrary to the announcement made earlier by the Electoral Committee that only one electoral official attached to one state would be allowed. They also alleged change of delegates lists by allowing non-delegates to vote. My God, the aggrieved delegates stated that some delegates were not on the ground, but their accreditation tags were given to other people. My God, it has happened. This is APC. The situation almost disrupted the exercise as security operatives and electoral officials were seen having a hectic time to contain the situation. Also, a former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Ameachi, who is a presidential aspirant, came out in anger from the state box where he was seated to the voting arena to raise the same alarm. As at the time of filing this story, the security operatives have been able to calm the frayed nerves of the aggrieved delegates. You see, when it comes to this issue of delegate matter, I knew it was going to get to this level because the number, the kind of amount we're hearing on ground that we keep hearing things like $5,000, they rejected it, $10,000, they rejected it, and some said no, they will collect, they pay them $9,000, that they are going to surrogate, and some persons collected $25,000. They're like, no, how can you collect $25,000 on my own? There's a lot of stories, really, although we are yet to verify how true that is, but a lot of stories. So at some point, I'm sure some of these aspirants will be like, I'm giving you $5,000 and you're doing activities, you're right. Somebody else enter, Jerry. But the way things are going, I just hope that after the elections, we're not going to be hearing legal suits flying up and down. But of course, for Osibajo, at the moment he stepped in, there was a lot of bowing, and some women actually created a song for him. They waxed a very sharp song there, a Yoruba song actually, and they were saying something about saboteurs cannot go find life, saboteurs will fail, but they were thank God for the thick skin of the vice president. He was unperturbed really, and at some point wanted to just say hello, at the beginning before the whole voting began, wanted to say hello to the delegates. They blocked him from doing that. Whatever the case is, he's unperturbed. Of course, one person has actually stepped down for Sibajo, one of the ferry preachers, US ferry preacher that bought a farm. Okay, but of course a lot of stepping down happened for Asiwaju. The counting has begun and they've started sorting them, so we'll keep you updated as more information will keep coming up. Then of course, the Vice President Yemi Osibajo had made a speech that Nigerians are wondering, how viable is this? Well, like just I even asked him, the thing he's making as a promise, the educational system in itself is on strike. So how will the promises come to pass, judging the fact that he's still the vice president of this dispensation? The vice president, Yemi Osibajo, has said that Nigeria can become the first black nation to send people to the moon, despite the country's universities being closed for close to 4 months. Osibajo, one of the presidential aspirants of the All Progressive Congress APC, said this on Tuesday at the National Convention of the party at Eagle Square, Abuja. He said we can actually build drones, helicopters, planes. Our Air Force is already manufacturing its own drones, and God owing us, in 2 decades, we can become the first black nation on earth to send a team of all black men and women as astronauts to the moon, Osibajo told delegates at the convention. Meanwhile, public universities in Nigeria have been closed following a strike action embarked upon by lecturers since February 14, 2022, over the government's failure to honor agreements that they had with lecturers union, academic staff union, and also that's academic staff union of universities. So too bad, really. And don't also forget, whenever you're saying this, don't forget that he's the number 2 man. There's really nothing much he can do about the situation. Let's cut him some slack. I'm not saying that there's nothing he can do, but at least he can only act when President Muhammad Buhari is not on the seat. So I guess that's why he's actually looking for that position. But the funny part of it all is that the fact that the Yorubas, I don't know what happened some few hours ago. I just noticed that Akpabio stepped down, Amosu stepped down, Fayemi stepped down. These are the guys that refused to, they were all insisting that no, they must go. And they had a Southwest meeting, cut across board amongst the aspirants, and the amazing part is that they never agreed to step down until at the convention ground, and they started stepping down. And a whole lot of them are stepping, and they even told their supporters, listen, I'm stepping down, all your votes should go to this person. That means all their delegates should go to this person. And now looking at that scenario, it's worrisome. But I like the sportsmanship of Vice President Yemi Osibajo. He didn't step down. He's a gallant fighter, but you never can tell. Like Rotimi Ameachi said, and Lawa said, take their money, but vote your conscience. I do not say you should not take their money. Collect their money. That thing is without receipt. If they give you, that is agreement without receipt. You die the money and you vote your conscience. Except of course after the election they will have to go through one by one to see those who voted and how. If not, it may be a bit difficult because that's quite a number. How would you know those who voted for you and those who don't? But honestly speaking, the delegates are the problem of this country. Let's leave sentiment now. Forget the politicians. The delegates are the problem. In fact, they constitute 60% of our electoral problem. How can a delegate go there to speak or to stand on behalf of Nigerians and is collecting bribe? If you collect a bribe of $10,000, $25,000, do you have the mouth or the mind or the temerity to hold that politician accountable? He has invested. No investor would invest a huge amount of money without reaping dividend or reaping benefit. You have already made him invest and you have no say. You have mortgaged the future of Nigeria all because of your greed. I think going forward, this issue of delegate should be scrapped out of our electoral system. Let Nigerians go to the polls and vote. Those who will enter and those who will not. If you want to use your money back, that's your business. But let Nigerians decide their fate themselves and not in the hands of a few. Let's listen in our comment section. What's your take?